Yes, bache, this is day 3. The map of Europe is there in front of you. And if you see this map very thoroughly, you will find this is an insect with two extending arms from the northern end. It's coming up, like this. It's coming like this. ऐसे आ रहा है. This is one arm. This is the second arm over there. ठीक है? So when you are going to compare things with certain shapes, then the you can say learning process turns out to be much easier. Now let's understand. This is the physiographic map of Europe. This is the Pyrenees Mountains. That's the Pyrenees Mountains here. Pyrenees Mountains separate Iberian Peninsula and the mainland of Europe. What is this Iberian Peninsula? This is having Andorra, Spain and Portugal, 3 countries. Probable question, right? Water body that separates British Isles, English Channel and Strait of Dover, D-O-V-E-R. Is there any tunnel between France and England that is under the water? Yes, that is the Euro tunnel connecting England and France. So same kind of tunnel is being developed here under the Marmara Sea by Turkey. By Turkey. The new name is Turkey. Marmara Ray. It had been asked into the PCS paper also. Now let's understand it. If we have the fair amount of idea about the water bodies, like Gulf of Bothnia, PCS paper, Baltic Sea, North Sea, Skagerrak Kattegat, this is the strait that connects Baltic Sea and the North Sea. We have Bay of Biscay, Mediterranean Sea, and Mediterranean Sea is having endless parts. It's having the Gulf of Lions, the Gulf of Toronto, Ligurian Sea, Tyrrhenian Sea, Adriatic Sea, Aegean Sea, Thracian Sea. There are so many of the smaller water bodies constituting the Mediterranean Sea. It turns out to be a hotspot for the map work. Now let's see. This is England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland and Northern Ireland. We always having a problem. What is the difference between the British Isles, United Kingdom, Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales? Let's understand it. And Great Britain. What are the differences over there? First, 2 questions we have to keep in mind. There are 2 straits, the North Channel and the St. George Channel, which connect the Ireland and England, right? Northern Ireland and Scotland, the North Channel, and then we are having the South George Channel. This is the Pennine Mountains. Pennine Mountains act as the backbone of England. This is Wales, the old name is Cambria, and above that we have the Scotland. The capital is Edinburgh, Cardiff, London, Belfast. This way we can work out the 4 parts and the 4 capitals there. Now here, this is the most beautiful one. Here you can have an idea about the British Isles. All things are the British Islands. You have Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, Orkneys Islands, Hebrides Islands. Everything, when you're going to fix it up, it's going to the British Isles. But if you're going to see the United Kingdom, it means Northern Ireland, Scotland, England and Wales. If you see only the Great Britain, the 3 things, England, Wales and the Scotland. This green part is the Ireland. Its northern part, 6 districts are the part of United Kingdom. All the equations are written beautifully over there. This PPT will be shared with you, right? Now let's see. Similar kind of maps are given here also that you can compare. And this is the beautiful map of France. the doctrine of natural frontiers, a country that believed that the frontiers are safe if these are the natural frontiers. Some rivers, some deserts, some mountain system, some forest. And this country had no belief into the man-made boundaries, the superimposed boundaries. Now here you can see Jura Mountains, Vosges, Alps, and the Pyrenees Mountains making the boundaries. Here we are having the state of Dover and the English Channel. So this way, natural frontiers, the doctrine of natural frontiers is an excellent one, and they had promoted it and they have extended their boundaries to the maximum. And this is one of the safest countries. Maximum overseas boundaries, France is having 18. And this is the country that has the largest number of time zones, 12. So many islands it's having in almost all the oceans. Now here, can you see the previous map first? The Vosges Mountains on this side, Black Forest, onto the other side in Germany, in between the river Rhine, that is a rift valley. Now can you answer this question? Name the block mountains making the left flank of a rift valley of Rhine on the boundary of France and Germany. See here, which mountain system is this? Vosges here, Black Forest onto the other end. So what will be the answer here? Vosges Mountains, the block mountains. The other one is the Black Forest on the Germany side. Now let's see another question. Which one of the following rivers and water bodies receiving respective discharge has been wrongly matched? River Rhone, Mediterranean Sea, correct. River Rhine, North Sea, correct. River Seine, Bay of Biscay. No, this is in English Channel. River Po, Adriatic Sea. It's perfectly fine. Let's go back. See here. This is a river Rhone coming down. River Rhine, northward. River Seine. See here. In France. This is River Seine. It's going over here in English Channel, not in Bay of Biscay. And here, this is a river Po going into Adriatic Sea. Again, let's come back to the question over there. Which one is wrongly matched? This is a river Seine. It goes into English Channel. It does not go into Bay of Biscay. Right? Let's see a little bit of more maps. This is a river Rhone coming down, river Rhine going northward. And this is a river Seine, it's going into the English Channel. And river Po goes into the Adriatic Sea, that's France. Now see here. Look very intuitively. This is the Mediterranean Sea, right? And Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt. All these things we have to see. All these things we have to see in a proper manner. We have to see east-west order, north-south order. If the question comes from European Mediterranean part, it will be difficult. It will come from the African part. Which one is the most western one? Which one is the most eastern one? Let's see whether you are able to answer the questions or not. There are two questions. Which one of the following water bodies is not naturally opening into Mediterranean Sea? Atlantic Ocean opens into Mediterranean Sea, or Mediterranean Sea opens into Atlantic Ocean. Adriatic, yes. Black Sea, yes. Dead Sea, no. Right? We have the word naturally, not the man-made. If the canals have been made, we will not consider it. Natural word is written there. Second question. Which one of the following countries is the most westernmost along the African Mediterranean coast? The most, you can say, the western one. Let's see here. This is the African coast. The eastern one, Egypt, Cairo is the capital. Libya, Tripoli. Tunisia, Tunis. Algeria, Algiers. Morocco. That is having its coastline with Mediterranean as well as with the Atlantic. So Morocco is the right answer. Let's see here. The second question, whether Morocco is there. Yes, Morocco is there. That's the right answer. Now let's move ahead. Look again. Suppose if I have to draw a line from Lisbon to Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, can you see that which cities come on its way? The straight flight. Let's see the question. Which, while moving Lisbon to Kiev, that is the capital of Portugal, to the capital of Ukraine, in a straight flight, which one of the following cities will least appear? San Marino? Yes. Ljubljana? Yes. One of the Balkan nations' capital. Budapest? Yes. Paris? No. Let's see once again. Paris is here. Lisbon is here. And we are going for San Marino. Ljubljana, that's the capital of, this is Slovenia, right? And the Budapest and the Kyiv over there. Here now we have to go for more or less one city will be substantially far away, that is the Paris. That is the Paris. Paris is substantially far away, rest are nearby or on the line. So can you visualize it? It's difficult, but they are going to ask very, you can say, important cities over there. Now this one is Italy. You can see Vatican. Vatican is the landlocked country, and same is the case with San Marino also there. It's also the landlocked. Right? And you can see the map of Vatican also. Now here we have to understand the locations of all the South American countries. We are having French Guiana, Suriname, Guyana. We have Venezuela, Colombia. This has been asked there into the paper. Which of the following countries shares coastline with Atlantic Ocean and with the Pacific Ocean? This is Colombia. Ecuador, Peru, right? This is Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Bolivia. This way, a couple of questions have been asked. Two countries of Brazil, two countries of South America do not share international boundaries with Brazil. It's there in front of you. One is Ecuador, other is Chile. Falkland Islands, these one belong to which country? UK. And South Georgia Islands are not very far away from the Falkland, where this A23A, a big iceberg, was floating a couple of months earlier. Now this is the Central American countries. Question will be asked definitely. See from here, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica and Panama. Panama Isthmus connects North America and South America. Here we have the Panama Canal, Gulf of Panama and Gulf of Darien, the Darien Gap. Which one is the northernmost? It's Belize. Which one is the southernmost? This is Panama. Which country comes in between Nicaragua and Panama? This is Costa Rica. Which two countries are either on Pacific or on the Atlantic? Rest have the coast on both ends. See, Guatemala is having coast on both ends with Atlantic and with Pacific. Honduras is having coast on both ends. Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. Other than El Salvador and Belize, Belize is having Atlantic coast and El Salvador is having Pacific coast. So order is to be maintained, the northernmost, the southernmost, the making isthmus, right? And Nicaragua is the largest among all these 7 countries. Let's, you can say, find it again. The Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. This order is to be maintained. Now see here, this is Panama Canal. It is having two terminal cities. One is Port Colon on Atlantic coast and Port Panama onto the Pacific coast. Panama, Pacific, and Atlantic is having the Colon coast, C-O-L-O-N. Which lake is there on the way? The way Bitter Lake is there, Great Bitter, and the Little Bitter Lake and Timsa Lake in Suez Canal. Here we have the Gatun lakes on the way. Now let's understand it. Other maps? Yes, all these are the beautiful maps going to fix up the concept permanently into your mind. Can you tell me the two countries which are having coastline either with Pacific or with Atlantic? The rest all are having coastline with both the oceans. Belize, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. 5 countries are having coastline with Pacific and Atlantic. Only 2 are having, one with Atlantic, other with Pacific. Belize with Atlantic and El Salvador with Pacific. Probable questions can come out of it. These are the Caribbean islands, the Greater Antilles, the Lesser Antilles, the Dutch Antilles. The Lesser Antilles are divided into the Windward Islands and the Leeward Islands. This is Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic collectively make Hispaniola, Floridan Strait, Yucatan Channel, Windward Passage, Mona Passages. So many questions can be asked. This is class 3. By class 9, you will be perfect in mapwork. Again, you see here, the Central American countries. On one end, there is Caribbean Sea, the part of Atlantic Ocean. On the other side, we are having Pacific Ocean there. And this way you can practice. This is Belize, this is Guatemala, this is Honduras, this is Guatemala, this is Honduras, this is El Salvador, this is Nicaragua, this is Costa Rica, this is Panama. This way the practice can also be done. Now, this is Southeast Asia. This is Indochina, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand. Which country is landlocked of Indochina? Laos. Already asked in the paper. This is small country, dot, Singapore, Malaysia on 2 sides, eastern and the western Malaysia. This is Malayan Peninsula, that is on the Borneo Island. Nusantara is the new capital of Indonesia, the yellow part. 13,000 islands, 5,000 kilometers across, 129 live volcanoes. Can you give an idea where teacher has kept the pen here? What is this? This small part where the pen is kept over there. This is Krakatoa, 1883, volcanic eruption between Sumatra and Java. Right? So this is the Philippines. That's Brunei, the green part. That's the South China Sea. So this way you have all the countries. Let's work out all the countries here. Let's name all the countries one by one. This is Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam. This is Western Malaysia, Eastern Malaysia, Brunei, Philippines, and that's Singapore. And this is Indonesia. This is all Indonesia. Up to this line, can you name? Can you identify? This is 141 degree east line of longitude. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 countries that make ASEAN. ASEAN was formed in 1967. Which were the founder countries, founder nations? SITPM. Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, and Malaysia. So this way things can be done. Now let's move ahead. That's the Vatican City. the landlocked. Just for your information, it will be shared with you. Now, let's talk about the isthmuses, the narrow land masses connecting two larger land masses or separating two water bodies. Narrow stretches of land connecting two bigger land masses and separating two water bodies. Can you see here which one is this? Panama Isthmus. This Panama Isthmus Amerest, Amerst Isthmus, Tehuantepec Isthmus are the important one. Which straits are important one? This is the Davis Strait, Magellan Strait. These two are the important one. Right? This is the Strait of Florida, Yucatan Channel, Windward Passage. We can fix up 10 more, but we have to see. This is the Bering Strait that connects the Arctic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, or separates Siberia of Russia and Alaska of USA there. Now here you can see Panama Isthmus, a narrow, stretch of land connecting two continents, separating two water bodies. Another close-up, Panama Isthmus. Now see here, can you see this part? This one? This is the Amerest Isthmus, connecting Nova Scotia with the mainland of Canada. Let's see it closely. और पास से देखें बच्चे इसको जरा. See here, this is Amerest, Nova Scotia, the New Scotland with the Brunswick, the mainland of Canada. That's the isthmus there. See here, we have, this is the isthmus. That is a Kiel Isthmus in Germany, separating two water bodies, Baltic Sea and the North Sea, and connecting two landmasses, the Denmark Peninsula and the mainland of Germany. If you are passing through the Kiel Canal, Kiel Isthmus, see the smallest route. But if you go through like this, a longer route through Skagerrak, Kattegat, isthmic canals have their own geopolitical importance. Kiel Canal on Kiel Isthmus. See closely once again. This is the Kiel Isthmus and the Kiel Canal has been made over there. Germany. Same way, you have this Kara Isthmus already asked in the exam. That is there of Thailand, Kara Isthmus. China once proposed to develop a canal, Kara Canal, across this Kara Isthmus for Thailand. Then you can avoid the Malacca Strait. Now this is Suez Isthmus, connecting Africa and Asia and separating Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. That's a close-up of Suez Isthmus. You can see a canal, isthmic canal, the Suez Canal, that was developed between 1859 to 1869. And this Suez Canal is the lifeline of the Commonwealth nations. Very closely, two important canals of the world developed on isthmuses. This is Panama Isthmus, Panama Canal. Suez Isthmus, Suez Canal. Panama Canal connects the Atlantic and the Pacific, and the Suez Canal connects the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea. So this way, this is your third day map work. Within 9 days, your map work will be perfect. Thank you, bache.